Hello everybody, welcome to episode 7 of the Tamagotchi V5 series here. So we got the wonderful V5 right now. And of course we have the wonderful Mizuki-chi, I think it is. Let's see. No, it's Mikazazu, or Mikazuchi-Kichi, or Mikazuchi-Ki, or... Sorry, I'm trying to figure it out. Mikazuki... Dang it. Mikazuki-Chi. There you go, yeah, there you go. Mikazuchi, or whatever. Mikazuchi. Kichi, alright. I don't know, there's a K in there. It's hard to pronounce. I don't know how to pronounce it. But we did raise our bonds a lot from the last episode. As you've noticed, we are now sitting at 90%, so that does mean we get this cool little animation here. So if I zoom in there, we get the cool little animation. Wasn't expecting its face to be like a whole little cutout window thing. Was not expecting that, to be honest. So yeah, we've been doing pretty decently on our whole little bonds or whatever. It's been kind of whatever for this little run so far. I have spent a little bit of money on like random objects already, so sorry there, guys. But I've been doing that a little bit. Well, have I been doing that? I don't know. I'm trying to think what all of random stuff, if I've gotten it much, really. I don't know, this device is one of those things where it's kind of hard to earn money still, so it's like whatever kind of processing for it. So you're just like, it's whatever. Also doesn't help that I've been using the one item to help with bonding instead, because like, I can't even buy any of this stuff. Yeah, no. So yeah, I've been using the one item to help with bonding, because I just wanted to see how well that would actually like work out properly. It actually does work out pretty decently. As long as you keep up with like the bonding events and do the whole little like, keeping up with the item or whatever, it actually works out pretty decently. Like this thing it's not too bad. It does make you like sit a while and use the item a bunch of times, but if you know how to use it combining with like the like mini games and the whole like little random bonding events, you can easily get up to like the 90% pretty quickly, which is kind of shocking. We are at 220 for money, so not the greatest currently. But to be honest, I've been kind of using items more as a reliance thing, so that probably doesn't help me much either. I do like the mini games in this device, but to be honest, a lot of this week has been spent on like trying to figure out D3 issues. Because it's been one of those. Oh, yeah, that was not a good game of golf putt right there. Let's try that again! Yeah, a lot of this week was spent trying to figure out D3 problems. I love the D3, but man, that device really took a weird turn this week, and it was... You'll see it, like, in the next upcoming episode, but, like, ooh. But yeah, I did spend a little bit of time today with this device as well, and I messed up that again. Oh, dang. We got $10 out of that, so not bad, not bad. You enjoy $10. Enjoy some $10-roos. But yeah, not too much has gone really... It's been working out pretty decently, I say. And we got the whole animations and stuff like that. I wish I could probably shown off the other animations. And I've been that great at recording recently. Though, to be honest, I've been, like, weirdly tired. I don't know what's going on with me, to be honest. It's one of those, like, woo... I think it's probably because of all the walking I'd done, probably. Like I said, it's been a bit of an interesting week with the one device, so it's like, ooh. But this one's kind of sat on the back burner, really, because we haven't really been able to do too much, because I've been trying to figure out stuff about this device. We're doing pretty decently on the whole bonding thing. I actually will probably be hitting up the 100 bonds pretty soon, so probably just mess around with this and play the mini games for a little bit. I don't know. I've been using a mix of this and the minigames, and plus the weird little bonding events, because that can actually get you pretty decently through a lot of stuff, surprisingly. I don't know. Like, it's kind of shocking, like, how, like, you can easily sit down and combine stuff to make it work pretty decently. So it's like, not too bad. Because, like, if you sit down and combine the parent events with a lot of this stuff, it works out pretty nicely. Bam, it's a boot. I've also been playing a lot of video games this week, which probably didn't help me either, because I've been weirdly addicted to, like, playing Final Fantasy 16. which I don't know. I sort of appreciate that game. I really like it. I don't know how many people like that game or not. It kind of felt like it was sort of forgotten by the media, like, after the fact. Because I remember, like, the talks about it being, like, a game that, like, would ruin your, PS5 or whatever when it first came out. Because, like, there wasn't proper cooling in the, like, first model PS5s. But since I use, like the later slim model type, it doesn't really have any effect, I'm guessing. I don't know. I haven't really come across any issues. There might be performance updates, who knows. I don't know. I've just been enjoying some Final Fantasy. Which I have. It's a nice mix. Been one of those devices. Also kind of makes me wish that, like, there'd be more, like, video game type V-Pets. I don't know. It's been, like, a thought process that's been going on in my head, is I would really enjoy more video game style V-Pets, because you don't really get too many of them, surprisingly. Like, even in the world of Tamagotchi, we haven't really experienced too many virtual game V-Pets. Like, we've gotten, like, Pokemon for Tamagotchi, Kingdom Hearts. I'm trying to think what else we've gotten so far. We've gotten Pac-Man. But, like, it's not been that many. Which is kind of weird, because, like, Bandai, the company that makes Tamagotchi, owns Namco, because they're called Bandai Namco or whatever, or, like, they're partnered together. So, like, they already own a good amount of franchises to, like, mess around with, you know? I hope I messed up. So, I don't know. Like, that's one of those things I've been thinking about. It's like, why don't, like, especially, like, with the Paradise coming out soon, like, the ideas have been, like, flowing through my head of, like, really cool concepts that you can make out of it. Because, like, you're sitting down with, like, whatever, trying to think if, like, what companies made what games or whatever, but, like, the Paradise has a whole little knob concept, right? So you sit down, look at the knob. Every time I look at it, I just sit down and think, like, Breakout, Arkanoid, whatever, man, missing out on game concepts. Like, you know, all the dial games or whatever. You remember from, like, the Atari 2600, or if you've seen, like, some of the, like, later, like, NES, or, heck, even the PlayStation 1 had some of those little dial concept games. Is, like, you sit down and, like, see all those, like, sort of concepts of where the dial could be used in such interesting ways. And that's what makes me so excited about the Paradise. And I'm kind of curious if it will be used in that sense. The concept of, like, the dial being used in, like, very interesting ways for that device. Because, like, the dial has so many choices, like, so many options, and you're just, like, what will Bandai do with it? Because, like, 3 buttons and stuff like that. Why is there a bug on my desk? Weird. What type of bug is that? Okay, I don't know where the bug went. Sorry, I just, like, had a moment there. I was like, what the heck? Some weird winged bug. Guess it got through when I opened the door earlier for my dog. I don't know. Whatever. But overall, like, I'm so excited for, like, the Paradise units to come in. So it's, like, one of those things where I look at it and I'm just like, ooh! Like, I'm curious to see how, like, it works out. Because, like, I'm a big fan of, like, arcade games you see over there, for example. So, like, in my head, I always think of, like, the many concepts Bandai can use for that. And to be honest, I see that knob and I'm already, like, brimming with ideas. So it's, like, really exciting for me in a sense. I also just think about, like, if Bandai ever does crossovers for stuff as well. So it's just, like, curious. I don't know. I would love to see more video game crossovers. But to be honest, I would just love to see more out of Bandai's input for video game stuff in general. Like, I still think a Katamari concept would work so well. Especially with the Paradise units coming out. Like, you could imagine a whole, like, Katamari sort of, like, level or device in there. Just one of the things where it's like, I can see that. I can envision, like, the concepts and stuff like that. It's just one of those things where I'm like, ooh! Like, it's just in my head, like, I can see that. What do y'all think about that? Like, what type of minigames do you hope are, like, on the Paradise units? I'm kind of hoping that there is some sort of, like, Breakout or Pong-style, like, clone in the system. So, maybe... Or maybe what type of, whole, like, little crossovers you'd like to see in the future for video games and Bandai and Tamagotchis. I don't know. I'm excited for Digimon too, with reaching some crossovers. Like with Digimon, we've seen Monster Hunter get a crossover, so I'm hoping like Digimon hits some of those strides too. Because like I feel like there's just so many cool ideas that could be accomplished. So I'm kind of hoping Bandai like goes forward with some of those video game crossovers. Because like one of my favorite devices is the Dragon Quest Slime Pedometer, and I'm really hoping like more of that happens in the future. Like I would love to see a like Legend of Zelda style pedometer. And, like, I would think that'd be so cool, like, to have that in, like, a Dragon Quest sense or whatever. Like, how, like, you, like, take steps and you go around exploring the land and, like, maybe you find, like, hidden dungeons or something like that. I don't know. I feel like there's so many options on the table for, like, little video game crossovers. Sorry, I know this episode's probably been a lot more weird because not much is going on, to be honest. I don't know what to do with this device currently. This is one of these weirder evolution paths where it's like, it's straightforward. So, like, I've been trying to just keep up with the bonds. Whoa, we got hit 100%. Oh, it's awesome. Sorry, I'm like, I just had that moment. Sorry. Let's go with a donut. We have donuts in here. Probably shouldn't give it too many snacks because I've been not the greatest with that. I've also been just kind of using items, because I don't know. The items work really well on this device to, like, make them happy. So I'm just like, yay! I don't know. Hopefully this episode isn't, like, not too boring. I know I should be rambling a lot. Though, to be honest, I've done a lot of walking today. I was not expecting to do so much walking. I was trying to fix a lot of things going on with the D3 thing. Because, like, I just was trying to fix things, and I was like, oh, it's off day, I can mess around with that. So, of course, me and the dog went out for the walk, and the dog probably enjoyed that, because dog got a lot of walk out of me. And then, while, like, doing the walk, I was also messing around with this device, and this device is, like, it's kind of interesting. I don't know. It's weird. I know there's so many things I've missed out on, and I'm so excited to try them out, but it's, like, I don't know, it's just, like, I know it's the second generation, so it's, like, one of those, like, oh, I gotta wait until, like, the third and fourth generations to start messing around with, like, the intelligent families and, like, the other concepts we never got into, which is, like, I'm super excited about that. Super excited to, like, sit down and go for, like, the peer families, go for, like, the type of bond families and stuff like that. Because I think this device actually shows, I think it only says blended right now, currently, for our guy. Which is kind of sad. I'd like to have it be not that, but does the animation change actually for this guy? Nope, nothing too crazy yet for 100% bonding. Sad. But yeah, I'm super excited about this. I'm ready to see. I'm ready to move on towards Generation 3. I'm hoping, at least from this point onwards, I assume that we can now finally get everything that we're wanting from this device. So I'm super excited to mess around with that. I am going to try getting more money bonding out of this as well. Because I figured that'd probably be the best move, is to try aiming for more and more money. Especially because at some point I'd love to use, like, the special items in this thing. Because there's a way you can unlock Kuromamachi by giving a special item. I figured it works like how there's certain times where you'll see items like this one right here that, like, reverts or, like, fixes your Tamagotchi or whatever. There's another type of item that will sit down and actually help it evolve in sense. And that's what one of the other items are. One of the other ones I bought in the past already is this weird little makeup doll set thing here. This one helps with evolution as well, which is another reason why I got it. I think it appeared on one of the sales, which is why I picked it up. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, I'm super excited to try out each of the evolution types, and I'm super curious to see it. I need to see if there's, like, any proper guides to this device. Some of the guides on these devices are very weird. I know, like, the version 5.5, when I was running that device, there was so much lack of information that I didn't really know what was going on. And then with the version 5, there's still sort of lack of information. So it's kind of interesting to think, like, there's such, like, a sort of lost media feel to, like, some of these, like, later Tamagotchi models. Kind of curious if the Rockstar is like that, the V6. I don't know. I'd love to get my hands on a V6 one day. It's just one of those, like, really interesting looking devices. and I've just realized how long this episode's been going for. So I need to stop my rambling for right now. Thank y'all for watching. I will see you all later. And thank y'all for watching. So, bye-bye. I'm going to take out that bug in a minute. Take it outside, actually. I'm not going to kill it. But, you know, fun! Whee!